Hey guys, this week I'd like to talk to you about why spinal health matters for your well-being. You see, your spine plays an important role in daily comfort and mobility. Now let's explore why maintaining your spinal health can be great for your well-being. Number one, the importance of spinal maintenance. Your spine is basically the chassis of your entire body. If your spine's not working properly, it affects your shoulders, your elbows, your knees, your hips, your ankles, your wrists, your neck. It affects everything. If it's not moving properly and not aligned correctly, it can weaken other joints. It can do this in a number of ways. One is a kinematic chain. If you've got a bunch of joints that all work together and one of them isn't working, the other joints have to take up the slack. And that's why having problems in your neck can start to lead to problems in your shoulder. The second thing is that your spine houses your nervous system. And so if nerves are supplying joints, muscles, ligaments, tendons, all the soft tissues, with a proper healthy nerve supply, then they're less likely to get injured. If you're injured, then you're likely to get better as well. If you've got a problem with the nerve supply, then you've got problems that develop more and more over time. They're progressive. And then you've got one joint that's taking up the slack of another joint and it's not getting a nerve supply. And that's where you start to have an overlay of lots of chronic issues. Your spine's really important in this sense because it's kind of connected to every other part of your body. Physically through your musculoskeletal system and then through your nervous system, it controls everything because it's like the conduit of your nervous system. With that information in mind, consider this. You think when you go to the dentist for dental health or dental checkups, it's just for small things. You get your teeth cleaned, you might have them whitened even. You want them to be straight if you can, have them straight. And if you have like a tooth decay developing, you get like a filling or something like that. You want to try and avoid having catastrophic surgery, which is like crowns and having teeth removed and pulled, etc., right? But when it comes to chiropractic, and people think spinal injuries, think something catastrophic where you've broken something. But small misalignments called subluxation in the spine, where the spine's not moving properly, can affect the nervous system. And small bits at a time can lead to dysfunction in the rest of your body. So spinal maintenance can be useful in actually maintaining better health. Now, how do you feel it? It's kind of like tooth decay. You don't necessarily feel you've got a problem until it's really, really bad. With spinal subluxations, you might notice that you just don't have the same range of movement that you had before. You might notice that it can turn more one way than the other. Another thing you might start to notice is that you don't have the same posture. Your shoulders start to round forward. You've got one shoulder lower than the other, or a hip's higher on one side. You might notice a twist. You look at yourself with your shirt off and you can see ribs on one side and a hole on the other. It could be that your head's dropped forward, or you're unable to get your head into a position where you're laying flat and the back of your head touches the ground. You start to lose balance posture, you start to lose range of movement, and you might not even notice other things, right? The obvious things are I've got weakness in a particular arm or a part of my body. You might get pins and needles or burning, and that could be affected, basically caused by impingement on a nerve which is exiting between the bones in your spine. There's lots of different things you might actually associate it with, having a problem with the spine, but spinal maintenance is the key. Because if you have little problems and you correct them, then they don't generally turn into big problems. And saying that, a guy was saying to me the other day, he goes, I was getting numb feet, both sides, and I have for years. But when I get adjusted, it goes away. But what I also noticed is that when I'm not working, I don't have it. And I said, well, that makes sense, doesn't it? My car never causes me any issues when I don't take it out of the garage and don't drive it. Because you're right, I need to keep working, so I need to look after myself. And chiropractic is part of that looking after myself. Because you might say, well, why would you bother trying to fix something when you're going to damage it again? It's like, well, I water my garden all the time. And, the ground goes dry and I water it again. And the plants use that water to produce fruit and flowers and make everything green and produce leaves, etc. So really it's just about maintenance. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to work out. You don't have to look after your diet. But if you want to have good quality of life, maintenance is key. And healthcare starts with spinal care because your nervous system is responsible for you keeping your body healthy and keeping your body alive. And your spine is a conduit for your nervous system. So if you haven't had a check, get your spine checked. If you need help, we're here in South Australia, Vitality Semaphore. If you're already under care, then just keep up regular maintenance. Don't use chiropractic like a band-aid because it's not designed like that. It's about keeping things moving so that you can keep doing what you love to do. We're here to help. I'll see you on the next video.